Good evening, everyone. The October 24th, 2023 meeting of the Environmental and Public Works Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Mr. Blankley. Mr. Blankley is present. Mr. Florio. Mr. Florio is present. Mr. Hebert.
Here.
Mr. Hebert is present. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Chairman Johns.
Here.
Chairman Johns is present. Mr. Mafucci.
Here.
Mr. Mafucci is present. Mr. McCabe. Present. Mr. McCabe is present.
Okay, is there anyone signed up for the public forum this evening?
There's not.
Okay, is there anyone here that's not signed up that would like to come up and speak before this public forum? There's not. Okay. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have before you the September 25th, 2023 minutes of the Environment and Public Works Committee. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified before the end of the business day to the contrary. Next item on agenda is new business.
Referral number 23-0311. Amend the 2023 to 2028 capital improvement program and the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Henrietta County Park Master Plan Improvements and authorize an interfund transfer.
Move it. Second.
Okay, moved by Legislator McCabe, second by Legislator Hebert. Okay, any discussion? Legislator Hebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Are there any in-kind donations associated with the master plan development? If yes, please specify what they are and as much detail as you can, the value.
Through the chair to the administration, there will be in-kind staff time dedicated to the master planning process.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, do you have a value of that or any idea of how much time it is? How much time we talk?
Through the chair, the master planning process, it's hard to give a detailed time, number of hours. It'll take really as long as it needs with regard to constituent outreach within both the surrounding neighborhoods, town of Henrietta, master planning process, that committee that they will be forming, to then our constituent outreach on kind of the macro county level. So hard to give a kind of timing, number of hours, et cetera.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, would you please give it your best shot and try to deliver something to us a couple of days before the full legislature?
Through the chair, absolutely.
Thank you. And then through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, not connected to the question I just asked. Specifically, where is the money coming for the 30K in interfund transfer? And I may have missed it in the referral, but I did not see it.
Referral seeks in action number 3 to appropriate fund balance for this interfund transfer to the capital fund. So this will be from general fund 9001 to the capital fund to be established.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
Legislator DeFlorio.
Yes, thank you. Through the chair to the administration. Is this currently a town park in Henrietta?
Through the chair, this is land that has been identified by the town through incentive zoning to be used for park use.
And through the chair to the administration, so I guess my assumption is that this was a project within the town of Henrietta, a town project? that identified this land?
Again, through the chair, through the development of the neighboring subdivisions, land was set aside and it reserved for park use by the town of Henrietta as part of the approval process for the subdivisions.
And so through the chair to the administration, I guess what I'm trying to understand is why the town isn't creating a town park versus the county incurring the cost and creating a county park.
Through the chair, there's a proximity to the Lehigh Valley Trail, which bisects directly through this proposed future county park. With that, there's ample opportunities for increased pedestrian or trail users to utilize the 70+ acres of parkland for park purposes. So it was kind of a natural fit for the county to have interest in this. And when presented the opportunity, we continue.
So through the chair to the administration, do we have any type of strategic plan in terms of use for this property? Just my question is the long-term cost, are we intending to utilize this? Are we going to build roads into the park and things that are going to cost, a great deal of money? Or are we talking about a trailhead and trails that are going to be bike and hiking trails? So more of a passive use park.
Through the chair, this park, this potential park is one that is planned for that passive use. The topography in that area is relatively steep in some areas, and then diverse kind of wetland areas, marshland. The thought process here is not for significant large-scale improvements, but rather that kind of passive parkland trail network. The concept of a road and a future pavilion have been identified previously when the town actually subdivided and did that incentive zoning and cluster development. The long range planning here is really to be determined through that master planning process, getting input from the local community, the neighbors that live right there, to the town, and then to the macro kind of, all the constituents here in Monroe County.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
The other discussion? Legislator Hugh Smith.
You mentioned there would be an advisory committee created. Did I understand you correctly that is an advisory committee being created by the county be involved with the creation?
Through the chair, as part of the consideration for the county to acquire this 70+ acres of future parkland, the town of Henrietta insisted, really requested the ability to form an advisory committee of their own so they can interact with the county of Monroe and ultimately be engaged through that master planning process. So the master planning process would be driven by a consulting firm that we would utilize through a term services agreement, and ultimately then engage with local stakeholders, the neighborhood, this town advisory committee, and then
Okay, is it, Legislator DeFlorio?
Again, I'm coming back to money and wanting to make sure that we're utilizing county resources properly. Will the town have, I guess, any decision-making in terms of investments in that park and what type of amenities are going to go into the park if the county is going to have to bear the brunt of the cost of implementing their ideas, I guess? They're giving us the land and then they're going to tell us what to build on it. It almost sounds like. which is a concern from a cost taxpayer of all of Monroe County's, standpoint.
Through the chair, the short answer is no. Ultimately, it's a county owned piece of property. The county will control the interests. That said, through that master planning process, again, we want to make sure that what is constructed in the future, whenever it's constructed, is done so with their input from the town level.
Thank you. I guess I just want to ensure that the county who's going to bear the cost of any, development on this parkland is going to be in control of that process.
Through the chair, we certainly have these types of engagements with all the stakeholders within any master planning process. Ultimately, the county will drive the costs associated with this. It will be a county parcel. It will be.
Thank you. And
Ultimately,
then
the
I
county.
guess one last question. I'm assuming that the PAC would also be involved in this planning.
Through the chair, the Parks Advisory Committee has been actively involved in this for some time, just knowing that there is this possibility, this kind of idea there. The Parks Advisory Committee is a group of individuals who we collectively in the Parks Department bounce a lot of ideas off of, and they very much will be active within this.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Okay, any opposed? Ayes have it. Item carries.
Referral number 23-0320, authorized contracts with Atlantic Testing Laboratories and CME Associates for material testing term services.
Okay, moved by legislator Hebert, second by legislator DeFlorio. Any discussion on this? Legislator Hebert?
Administration, why were these two organizations rated the most qualified?
Through the chair, these were the only two respondents for this service.
Guess that makes it easy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield the floor.
Legislator DeFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, what type of soil or what type of projects necessitate the need for this testing?
Through the chair, this is a service that's been provided, this term service has been provided to the county for decades, and it is primarily related to capital construction projects, both those managed by DES, Parks, DOT, and the airport. So this could be concrete testing, this could be soil mechanics, soil testing, all of the types of services that we need to be able to ensure that foundations are built properly and constructed properly and meet the specifications that the engineers have established. So this will be a 3-year contract, and again, a term service, and projects that are capital in nature will, build the capital funds accordingly for this service.
And through the chair to the administration, just one additional question. So my assumption is that the laboratories that we have staff for don't do this specialized type of testing, is that?
Through the chair, that is correct.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item carries.
Referral number 23-0322, authorize a contract with Paradigm Environmental Services and Atlantic Testing Laboratories for professional environmental testing term services.
Okay, moved by legislator DeFlorio, second by legislator McCabe. Any discussion on this? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, the item carries.
Referral number 23-0324, amend the 2023 through 2028 capital improvement program, the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Construction of a 9/11 First Responders Memorial at Highland Park. authorize financing for the project, and authorize the acceptance of a grant from the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York.
Okay, moved by legislator McCabe, second by legislator Hebert. Any discussion? Legislator Hebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Has this already been designed? Do we know what's going to be built?
Through the chair, could you repeat the question?
Sure. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration. Has this first responders memorial at Highland Park already been designed? Do we know what it's going to look like, what it's going to cost, et cetera?
Through the chair, there is a concept which was more of a sketch, if you will, that was presented. One that entails 2 towers and then a pyramid, which would signify, appear to be a flag, a folded flag.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
My apologies. There was a concept that was presented, 2 towers and then a triangular pyramid with stars, which would signify a folded flag. That was and is a concept, but we have not moved through concept design or design development for this. So truly just a sketch at this time.
So through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, is the $250,000 cover everything expected to be expended, design, build, landscaping, whatever may need to be done around it?
Through the chair, that is the intent. That is the total project cost.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Item carries.
Referral number 23-0325, authorize a contract with Labella Associates for the Monroe Community College Woke Health Care Center project.
By legislator Hebert, second by legislator DeFlorio. Any discussion on this item? Yes, legislator Hebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. If I'm not mistaken, this legislative body approved this Wolk Health Care Center project quite some time ago. Is that correct?
Through the chair, yes, your honorable body approved the capital funding for this project.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman. Then my question is, why has it taken so long to move on the engineering services for a project that was approved more than a year ago?
Through the chair, it was really working with MCC, confirming the needs and how the space would be utilized so that they had a clear scope for the work. So really, it was just defining the project with MCC.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield the floor.
Legislator DeFlorio.
Thank you. And just to, I guess, add on to that through the chair to the administration, is this currently vacant space at downtown campus?
Through the chair, that is correct.
So through the chair to the administration, I believe I remember touring this this area a number of years ago. When I guess a similar project was talked about. Is that sort of that similar concept that we're talking about expanding on and finally doing at this point?
Through the chair, yes, very similar concept. It won't be directly part of the Workforce Development Center per se, but it'll be very similar in what you observed when you were there touring that facility.
So through the chair to the administration, will there be workforce development then in that area, or is it more classroom space?
Chair, it's really classroom and training space for care coordination, ophthalmic technicians, patient care technicians, pharmacy technicians, phlebotomists, and sterile processing.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, at that time, there was sort of conversation about connecting the MCC campus and students with City of Rochester students and some STEM sort of programming. Is all of that just sort of not happening anymore? Maybe they decided to go in a different direction with that area?
The chair, I don't have an answer for you on that. As you know, there is the ATEC facility on the Brighton campus that's moving forward along with a optics program as well too. But as it relates to connection and coordination with city school district, I can't answer that.
Thank you. Somebody could follow up on that. That would be great, because it's kind of
To the chair,
disappointing to
certainly.
hear if that just sort of
Sure will.
got lost. Thank you.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion on this item? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Okay, any opposed? Ayes have it, item carries.
Referral number 23-0327, authorize an in-municipal agreement with the Gates Chi-Lai Ogden Sewer District in the town of Chi-Lai for conveyance and treatment of sewage.
Okay, moved by legislator DeFlorio, second by legislator McCabe, excuse me. Oh, any discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, item carries.
Referral number 23-0331, authorize an agreement with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and convey 600 Ridge Road in the town of Webster.
Okay, moved by legislator McCabe, second by legislator Hebert. Any discussion on this item? Okay. Oh. It's the hometown, guys, it's the hometown. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. And any opposed? Ayes have it, item carries.
Referral number 23-0338, classification of action and determination of significance pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act for the Aldrich Road Sidewalk Project in the town of Perrington.
Okay, moved by legislator Hebert, second by legislator DeFlorio. Any discussion on this? None. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, item carries.
Referral number 23-0339, amend the 2023 to 2028 capital improvement program and the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Aldrich Road Sidewalks, authorize financing for the project, authorize the appropriation and transfer of committed fund balance, and authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Perrington for the sidewalk installation in conjunction with the Aldrich Road Culvert Project.
Okay, moved by legislator DeFlorio, second by legislator McCabe. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, item carries. Okay, are there any other matters before this committee this evening? Seeing none, being no other matters, the October 24th, 2023 meeting of the Environmental and Public Works Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Environmental and Public Works Committee is scheduled for Monday, November 27th at 5:15. That happens to be Cyber Monday, so get your shopping in early and make sure you come down to see us at 5:15, November 27th, 2023. Thank you all for coming. Yep. The Monday after Thanksgiving. I never buy anything online, but